When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Flight attendants, take your seats for takeoff.
On runway 07.
knots. V1. Rotate.
2000 remaining.
Gear up. Positive rate. Flaps 1. V2. Flaps up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated in case we encounter turbulence. In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as a snack. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Bergen Lufthavn Tower, Qatari 4A, ready for departure at runway 35, departing straight out. Scandinavian 077 Heavy, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Scandinavian 077 Heavy. Qatari 48, hold short at runway 35. Holding short runway 35, Qatari 48. Matrix 187, please follow instructions. Victor Hotel Golf Hotel Lima Heavy, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for takeoff. Scandinavian 077 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35, Victor Hotel Golf Hotel Lima Heavy.
Frequency change approved Scandinavian 077 Heavy, good day. Qatari 48, line up and wait runway 35. Nordic 040 November Zulu, line up and wait runway 35. Line up and wait runway 35, Qatari 48. Line up and wait runway 35, Nordic 040 November Zulu.
Gear down. Spoilers retracted.
Nordic 040 November Zulu, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
Bergen Lufthaven Tower, Scandinavian 2869, ready for departure at runway 35, departing south.
Victor Hotel Golf Hotel Lima Heavy, Matrix 187, speed at your Matrix 187, disregard last message. Matrix 187, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Matrix 187. Qatari 48, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Qatari 48. Scandinavian 2869, line up and wait runway 35.
Line up and wait runway 35, Scandinavian 2869.
Bergen Lufthaven Tower, Scandinavian 724, inbound on the ILS runway 35. Scandinavian 724, enter straight in runway 35, number 2, traffic to follow is on final. Bergen Lufthaven Tower, National Guard 272 X-ray Alpha Heavy, ready for departure at runway 35, departing south. Enter straight in, runway 35, behind the traffic on final, Scandinavian 724. National Guard 272 X-ray Alpha Heavy, hold short at runway 35.
Flaps 3.
Holding short runway 35, National Guard 272 X-ray Alpha Heavy.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
Scandinavian 2869, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for takeoff. Bergen Lufthaven Tower, Papa Kilo India Delta November, ready for departure at runway 35, departing north. Papa Kilo India Delta November, line up and wait runway 35.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35, Scandinavian 2869.
Line up and wait runway 35, Papa Kilo India Delta November. Scandinavian 286, Matrix 187, maintain slowest practical speed. Scandinavian 72, maintain slowest practical speed, Matrix 187.
1000.
Number 2, cleared to land, runway 35, Scandinavian 724. Papa Kilo India Delta November, wind 170 at 4, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Papa Kilo India Delta November.
Approaching
Scandinavian
minimums.
2869, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved, Scandinavian 2869. Good day.
500. Minimums, minimums. 400. 300. 200.
Papa Kilo India Delta November, frequency change approved, good day.
100.
Frequency change approved, Papa
50,
Kilo India Delta
40,
November, good
30,
day.
20,
Retard.
10.
Retard.
National Guard 272 X-ray Alpha Heavy, line up and wait
Landing
runway
spoils
35.
extended.
Line up and wait runway 35, National Guard 272 X-ray Alpha Heavy.
Spoils retracted.
Matrix 187, when able turn right, contact ground on the taxiway. Matrix 187.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you may
National Guard
use your mobile
272
phone
X-ray
if you
Alpha
wish.
Heavy, wind 340
Please
at
check around
17,
your
runway
seat for any
35,
personal
clear.
belongings you may have brought on board with
Bergen
you, and
left
please use
ground,
caution when
Matrix
opening the
187,
overhead
request
bins,
taxi to
as
parking.
heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for
Matrix
joining us on this
187,
trip, and
taxi
we are
to
looking
parking
forward
at your
to seeing you
discretion.
on board again in the near future. Have a
Taxi
pleasant
to
stay.
parking, Matrix 187. Bergen lockdown ground, speedbird 744, ready to taxi with information hotel. Speedbird 744, taxi to runway 35, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 35, speedbird 744.
Bergen left 7 ground. Finnair 804, ready for pushback with information hotel.
Finnair 804, hold position.
Holding position. Finnair 804.
Matrix 187, this is not a taxiway. I'm sorry, Matrix 187. Matrix 187, continue taxi. Matrix 187, please expedite.
Bergen Lufthaven ground. Lima X-ray Alpha Romeo Echo. Ready to taxi to runway 35 with information hotel.
Lima X-ray Alpha Romeo Echo, taxi to runway 35, contact town when ready.
Taxi to runway 35. Lima X-ray Alpha Romeo Echo.
Finnair 804, push back approved, tail to the north.
Push back approved. Tail to the north. Finnair 804.
Thank you, good day, Speedbird 744. Speedbird 744, contact Bergen Lufthaven Tower on 119.1. Contacting Bergen Lufthaven Tower on 119.1, Speedbird 744.